Let me know if you guys can hear me. I know last live stream we had some audio problems. I'm gonna try to see if I can read some of your questions through the glare of the sun. So I'll see when you guys are here. I want to talk about exchanges, just crypto, whatever you guys want to talk about. Enjoy a little bit of the ranches, trying to get back into shape, walking, running. It's a beautiful day, so whatever you guys want to talk about. I don't even know what time it is, honestly. Hopefully it's, wherever it's at, you're having a great time, a blessed day. Maybe you enjoy some scenery. I can tell you this, getting used to the wildlife, snakes and alligators. I just saw a fox. So, yeah, it's a bit different. I forgot how to, the different lifestyle it is over here. And it is South Florida. It's west, and so the ranch is like west of, let's say, Miami Beach would be east. Southwest Ranches is west, but it's in the middle, right? So you got Fort Lauderdale, and then you got Miami to the south, Fort Lauderdale to the north, or we're just on the west side. So how's everybody doing? So before, I think with the audio problems, I was talking about the Vechain ecosystem, and I was talking about exchanges. I would really like to talk about exchanges right now, because I know a lot of us are like, wow, Binance is the big dog right now. Binance is, in our minds, Binance is going to be forever the top exchange. And I'm not so sure of that, all right? Again, when you got things like Backed and Eris X and things that are going to be working with the SEC and regulations, those are the ones that I think are going to start eating up a lot of these exchanges. So you see exchanges, and I'm not saying that Binance is going to go out. I'm not saying that, but I'm just very cautious about exchanges. So we were talking about Ocean X, and for me, right, I'm bullish on Ocean X. I just have a little bit of trepidation with exchanges. But yeah, out of all the projects that's coming out of Vechain, the one that you can tell, wow, this car's just coming right at me. There you go. Move over, buddy. Wow. Crazy. But out of everything that's coming out of Vechain, you can tell that Ocean X and Vechain are like really tied to the hip. So that's very interesting. And you look at the market caps, all right? I was making an example of Qcoin. I believe Qcoin is at 100 million. Ocean X is what, like 7 million, 8 million. So right there, you start doing the math and you start thinking about it. Tied with Vechain, it's kind of interesting. There's a lot of interesting things coming out of Vechain. I believe also they're not going the ICO version, which is very art. I think that's the way you pronounce it. Been speaking to Jamie. Really interesting. I like that. Tokenizing your art, collectibles. There's a lot of interesting things that are coming from Vechain, but something also that I'm trying to figure out, maybe some of you even might have more information, Plan Chain. So a lot of things coming out of Vechain, but the ones that I'm really focused on are Player, Ocean X, and Safe Haven. So back to the exchanges. For a lot of us who are very bullish on Binance, um, I don't know. I mean, think about it. 2 or 3 years from now, is Binance going to be the top dog, or are we going to more to regulated, connected exchanges that are, we'll see. I guess time will tell. But I just, again, the word is trepidation when it comes to exchanges. But OceanX sitting at around 7 million market cap is really interesting. So for me, I'm more bullish on a player, on Safe Haven, but I mean, OceanX coming out of Vechain is one of those you got to keep your eyes on. I'm just trying to be as transparent as possible and just giving my opinions. You understand? This is not just my thought process on things. All right, so let's see. What are your thoughts on Poloniex dropping coins like Lisk? Yeah, I know. I saw that. That's. I don't know. I honestly can't tell you why they would drop Lisk. Don't know. I don't know if that's what that could be related to. I don't know if they're not paying, the listing fees. I don't know if that has to do because, the SEC. I don't know. I mean, this crypto world is, again, it's the wild, wild west. And now the monopolies are coming, right? They're coming to monopolize this and take over. And that's why I have, again, the word is trepidation when it comes to exchanges that we see right now. And we're like, well, yeah, this is going to be forever. This, Binance is going to be the top dog. I don't know about that. Are they working with the powers that be? Are they going to be a powerhouse where they're going to say, you know what? We don't need you. We're doing our own thing. We're going to be the next, Goldman Sachs. We're going to be the, who's to say? So it's a lot of interesting things that are happening right now. But exchanges are, for me, tokens, but the exchanges are the ones that are the most riskiest plays when it comes to the crypto world. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, I mean, you start seeing, well, for example, like Coca-Cola, right? They buy the competition out. They just start buying things, whatever it is. You just start. So what happens is, in a monopoly, your competition, you're really competing against yourself. If you think about it, Bakkt there's connections with Coinbase, right? So the New York Stock Exchange, ICE, the parent company. So you have Coinbase and you have Bakkt. Are you really competing against yourself? I mean, are you really competing against somebody else or yourself? So you start monopolizing. So that, you just start eliminating the competition, right? So for me, exchanges, again, going back to exchanges, are kind of risky. What you see right now today might be different a couple of years from now. But you see Binance is doing its own thing as well. You start seeing their own ecosystem. So again, who's to say what they're going to do? So OceanX does not have a market cap on Coinbase. What is up with that? Oh, they will. And I mean, I haven't really checked up on that, but if they're not, it's pretty soon. I'm not too. I wouldn't be too concerned about that. They just raised. If for those of you who don't know, OceanX just raised the withdrawal limit. Even if you're not a KYC, I think it's at $10,000. So that's bullish news, and that helps out all the other uh, ICOs coming from the VeChain ecosystem. So that's bullish news for, for Player, for OceanX, for Safe Haven, for, DBAT. I need to get more information on Tick. I need to get more information on Bag, things that are on the VeChain Thor wallet. Let me see what other. So what I was trying to say too as well in the previous live stream, talking about the VeChain ecosystem, excuse me, is that the listings, for example, like Player or Safe Haven, I do believe Safe Haven will be listed on Binance. That's just my opinion. I don't know if it's going to happen soon, but I do believe that Safe Haven will, my opinion, not factual, just my assumption, okay? My assumption that Safe Haven will be listed on Binance. I do believe that Player at the right time, once they get their things in order, I think the next one for them should be BitTrue. Again, this is just my assumption, just going by what Safe Haven has done. Seeing the connection with VeChain and BitTrue a little bit, certain things there. I wouldn't see why not. And then eventually, I do see Player on Binance and bigger exchanges. But again, we're talking about going back to the exchanges. Looking at the landscape from a year and a half from now, are you going to want to pay those listing fees on Binance? Is it going to be worth it? Well, timing. That's just my reasoning. EOS, oh man, that's a great question. Oh man, I mean, you hear so much. There's just so much noise back and forth about certain projects, and I can tell you this: there's a lot of money behind EOS. So where there's money, there's people that can. And I'm not saying that this is what's happening, but where there is money, there's a lot of things that could happen. You know what I mean? In the sense where you can pay people off, and come on, guys. At the end of the day, it's all about money. In the sense of business, right? Where, I mean, yeah, there's some people with integrity, but I mean, you pay people off here and there, and they'll look the other way, right? So, if the money's there, the funding, if there's backing behind it, and you work with them, and when I say them, the officials, the regulatory officials who are in charge of things, I mean, as long as you play ball with them, I think everything will be fine. You know what I mean? So, again, that's a question that I can't answer. I could just tell you that look at the projects that have funding, and that will tell you everything that you need to know. It's not so much about the technology, because everybody has the technology. It's the connections. It's the money. It's the deals you make. So a lot of times you'll be like, why is this crypto project right now so undervalued when it should be at a higher price? So then you got to start thinking, what's going on here, right? And I've always said, the bigger the partnerships, the bigger the conglomerates, the more mouth you got, the more mouths you got to feed, the more deals you got to that have to be made. All those things you got to put into consideration, and then understand that it's a process. Everything is a process. Everybody wants to eat, everybody wants to get in at the right price, and the smarter the money, the better the price they want to get into. Man, it is so hot, and you hear me coughing. I haven't been doing this in a while, but it's really hot. So this is kind of like the Everglades. I haven't seen a snake or anything yet. Let me see. Not sure if Shay and play on Binance is good for OceanX volume. OceanX is gonna do what OceanX is gonna do, and Binance, I'll take the opposite. I'll be contrarian to that argument, in the sense that I believe it'll give more attention to OceanX. Because if you think about it, Player was listed, and Safe Haven were listed on OceanX, so you buy most of it, and then I think it'll give more attention to OceanX. That's what I would say. So what OceanX needs is just more attention, more people to know about it. And they're doing a lot, like BitTrue's doing great promotions, right? Talk about marketing genius with all the stuff that BitTrue's doing. I'm using BitTrue because first of all, because what they were doing with Ripple, and then with Vechain, and then they did the thing with Safe Haven, and they start getting you to, start getting comfortable with their exchange. So BitTrue's being really smart. I was talking to somebody from OceanX, and I was like, see what they're doing, because BitTrue can sneak up on some people. That might be an exchange that might sneak up. I'm really enjoying BitTrue. They got that power piggy thing with the Ripple, and I think you could do it with Vechain as well. So if OceanX can just work on the marketing, I'm pretty sure again it's timing, but I wouldn't be concerned about OceanX. I think they have smart people working with them. Vechain, and I'm pretty sure that I wouldn't be too concerned about it. But again, when it comes to exchanges, I just have a little bit of trepidation because of the people in control and the monopolies that are coming, and that they're already being established. So we'll see. We'll see. Oh no, not the audio again. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me better now? Can you guys hear me better now? Let me see. All right, you guys hear? Perfect. Yeah, I was probably covering it. I'm struggling, man. It's hot over here. It is hot. It's humid, and I'm doing the walk, trying to get back in shape. Remember, I spent about a month and a half in the hospital. It's been crazy. Still trying to move things from New York. And I'm still kind of rusty. I haven't been doing so many videos, but trying to do live streams now. Let's see. So what interesting news have you guys seen in the crypto world, or anything you guys want to talk about? You guys got any price predictions? That's always fun. price predictions for certain coins. And yeah, some people have asked me about the Lion. I haven't spoken to the Lion in a long time. I wonder what he's up to. But yeah, I haven't spoken to the Lion. So just to answer that question. All right, I'm reconnecting. Price. What was that? Price of Bitcoin getting crushed? Listen, I don't care where Bitcoin goes from here until the to the halving. I've made it clear, and I'm trying to. Again, I don't know who's here, who's new. You know, it might be another person who has never heard about this. The chart, and you know what? If you've heard me say it, it's good to hear it again, because you're gonna hear a lot of people talk about a lot of different things. The chart you should be looking at is the halving chart, and it tells you everything you need to know about what Bitcoin has done. So from now to the halving, I really can care less. It could fluctuate 7,000, 10,000. I mean, people like to, sell and then buy back, and you got to be careful, because they can just go from now to 12,000 and just sit there. So I'm not messing around. I already did the planting. I know when it was planting season. If it was to go way back, to like the 4,000s, around there, for whatever reason. What the heck is that? That's an owl, I think, a dead owl. Then yeah, I'll stack up some more, but at these prices, I'm not messing with it. I already got my seed on the ground, planted, and I'm waiting for the harvest. And I've already explained what I'm doing. I'll say it again. I think this is wisdom, but it's not financial advice. This is what I'm going to be doing. By mid 2021, mid 2021, mid to late 2021, I want to be out of cryptos, and then get back in late 2022, early 2023, and prepare for the next halving. And I think that's smart, looking at the charts. Look at what Bitcoin's been doing. Okay, so yesterday there was a shooting in the ranches, and it was like right next to my house. So now they're probably covering that. That's what's going on. It was crazy. Repetition. What are your thoughts on? All right, trying to read this. Yeah. So, okay, look. So, if Bitcoin at the end of 2019 is at, let's say, 13,000, right? 13, 12,000, 14, around there. As we get closer to the halving, we'll be getting closer to all-time highs. I can honestly say, my opinion, 2020, we could be talking about a Bitcoin at 50,000, right? And then seeing what happens there. Don't remember, psychological numbers, okay? You don't just get to 100,000. 50,000 would be another psychological number. So at 50,000, which I honestly could see next year, late next year, that's something to consider. Like, okay, what the heck do I do now? Because what I see happening, again, not financial advice, just my humble opinion. What I see happening is Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash taking off. Bitcoin Cash halving in April, Bitcoin halving in May. I think those are going to be two big epic events, and then you got, big money involved. So I see happening them Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash really taking off. It's going to make me happy, and then there's going to be that trickle down effect, where then the altcoins start pumping. So at 50,000, do I start unloading Bitcoins and get into some altcoins? Where will Vechain be at? Vechain will probably pump a little bit as well, but I do believe Ripple and Vechain are kind of the last ones to move. But when they will move, they really will take off. So, but again, if you remember the last bull market, a lot of these at crazy gains and parabolic movements, and you were like, man, if I would have invested, if I would have thrown $2,000 in that, or whatever, $300, I would have been looking at some crazy returns on my investment. So I'm not going to talk about some of those that I do have, because I don't want to put those things in some people's head, because that's just more of a risky play. But you do have to consider that everything, we'll see, this time might be different. But from my experiences, things are not really that different. You know what I mean? You see bull markets, you see bear markets, and the things that have been happening in the past tend to happen again and again and again and again. So that's why I'm talking about doing the rinse and repeat plan that I'm doing. Whew, it's hot. Which is to do the same thing by mid-2023. I mean, early 2023, and then wait for the next halving and take advantage of that. All right, guys. Just had a little walk back home. So, and hopefully you guys are having a good day. What time is it? Yeah, hopefully they're not looking for someone on foot. No, they got him yesterday. We heard the gunshots. They had it, some exits blocked off, and we heard the shots. The cop was like, yeah, we're about to arrest the guy. And then all of a sudden you just hear shots in the background. It's like, all right, if that's what you call arresting, let's see if we see any, usually some good fishing on my canal here. The water's kind of murky. Man, there's some big alligators. I mean, this is kind of like the Everglades. So, and then you can see snakes, and oh look, there's a fish there. Any last questions before I close this off? You too, man. You too. You too. Any last questions? I'm about to close it off. Let me see. Anything. All right, guys. Till next time, probably tomorrow. But again, as I like to close. Oh crap! That looks like an out. Can you guys see that? Let me try to zoom into that. There's something. It might be a piece of wood though, but it looks like the two eyes of an alligator. I don't know if you guys can see that. There was a big alligator a couple of years ago right in front of my You gotta be careful in Florida, man. You gotta be very careful. Um, but yeah. As I like to close out these videos, remember, try to be a blessing. Try to help people. Do good. Try to be kind and remain humble. I believe a lot of us are gonna experience some pretty epic times coming up in the next year, and just try to remain humble. Try to remain humble. All right, that's what I'm trying to get through a lot of people. Remain humble and try to help people, and just don't always think about yourself. Think about others, and I believe those are the best seeds to be sown. All right, guys, be blessed. Till next time, have a good one.